This level 2 or intermediate edition for those people that are comfortable with the level 1 or the beginner portion where you're just having this one category group and these 4 accounts here. I've added a 5th one here, and then the 5th that is normal is the income account up here. So hopefully, if you're not familiar with all that, you watch the first video. We'll link it below. But this is for people that feel comfortable with this and are ready to expand and improve their Profit First YNAB accountability. So the sales tax collected, you need to make your own. So again, clicking here, creating a new category called sales tax collected. What you need to do is whatever money came in here that was sales tax, look at your reports. How many supplements did you sell? How many cervical pillows did you sell? Whatever. And what you need to do is allocate that number for the end of the month when you pay sales tax, for the end of the quarter or the end of the year, depending on your volume. So let's just say we've got 1,000, to make it kind of easy, $1,000 collected here. That takes from our total income that we're going to use. This is our real revenue that the book talks about, because the sales tax is, we're just holding tax for the government. It's not our money. We're just holding it for the government, and we're the middleman. So again, the profit and the tax, these are accounts that just build up over time. They're a holding account. Sales tax, in fact, is a holding account as well until we need to pay from it. And the tax here is the same thing here. You can combine these if you want, but I feel better keeping them separate because I'm paying them differently. So owner's comp, that's the one you're going to be drawing from, and profit you're going to be drawing from quarterly. All right. So the next part of it is Opex. So what we're going to do is create a new category group called Opex, and that's still 50%. Now you see it's got its own group. These are, again, for people who want to fine-tune this and get even better at Profit First. What you're going to do is create new categories that are specifically under this Opex. These are things that you would see under your profit loss. These are things like your mortgage or rent. These are your utilities, which you can be specific with, or you can just keep it broad. That's up to you. Phone, cable, whatever you want to do. We'll just keep it broad for now to make it easy. And then something else that's variable, maybe office supplies. Okay, so we've got 3 things here. And what you want to do is go ahead and set goals for that. In order to do that, you just click here and you look to the right, create goal. All right, let's see, our rent is $2,000, and that sets by the end of the month by default. So let's just change that by clicking on it, going to here, instead of end of the month, scroll all the way down to the 1st, save target. And all that's going to do is when you select all and start paying the underfunded amounts, it's going to prioritize the ones that are due first over the ones that are due at the end of the month. Okay. So that's kind of bonus. Really, we're just trying to fill in these the best we can. Okay, so utilities, let's just say 300. And for office supplies, let's just say 100 to 200. Okay, so we're going to allocate all of that. So again, we can select all of them this way or individually here. And we can just one by one, if we wanted, just hit underfunded, and it would just allocate $200 towards that. Okay. I'm going to zero that out because we've actually got some money here that we need to assign. And this will be a review from last time. We're going to take 19,000 times 0.15 because we got 15% here. We've got 19,000 again times 0.2 because we got 20%. We've got 19,000 times 0.15 because we've got 15% we're holding back for taxes. And then we've got 19,000 times 0.5 for operating expenses, 50%, because we're in this C category, this 500K to 1 million mark. You can always use whatever is relative for your income bracket here. These are just the suggested target allocations. They may not be the starting ones, but of course, you read the book, you learn about that. But these are the ones we're going to talk about. All right, so again, we're going to select all of them here, and we're going to allocate all of the underfunded amounts. Ooh, now we see that it took all of that money from the cash account that you don't have anything in. Well, what we're going to do is take it from the Opex. So you can do that by hitting fix this, and then we're going to take it from Opex. Perfect. All of it's been assigned. We've zeroed out. Everything's green. We're good to go. All right, but we still have $7,000. What are we going to do with all that? Well, I always go to the next month. We got all this selected. Let's hit underfunded. Let's fund another month. Let's get ahead. Fix this. Unassigned money. We're going to take from the operating expenses. Okay, good. Funded everything here. We're going to move ahead another month. Everything's still all selected here. We're getting ahead. Hit that underfunded amount. $2,500 down. Fix. Unassigned from. Opex. Hit OK. Next month. All checked. Underfunded. Now you're going to see that $2,500 is how much we're underfunded, but we only have $2,000 available. So what we're going to do is you can either find that out by doing this, just like we've been doing before. Hit the Opex, hit OK, and you see we still have $500 that we need to account for. So you can take that from anything. Let's just say that the least important thing here is office supplies. So let's subtract the 200 there. So we'll zero that out. Let's just zero that out. All right, so now we're good to go there. And we've paid rent already, or mortgage, depending on what you're doing. So we've almost funded completely through February with all of our operating expenses, you see, which is pretty cool. So when we go back to today, you see that these are all of the money that we have allocated. And yeah, and there you go. So we've got everything funded through here on the Opex. And that's pretty much it, honestly. If you've got this, you'll have more categories. Most people will not be scheduling 3 months ahead. But if you did, now you know that you are that far ahead. Or if you feel like, well, can I add another employee? Well, I've got $7,000 on the left extra each month. Well, if I drop $7,000, am I going to generate, pay somebody $84,000 a year? Am I going to generate more income from that? Yeah, you probably are. So this would be a good idea for somebody. So this gives you a lot of insight by doing this. Or you can look at this on the reverse aspect and be like, well, I'm barely making my operating expenses. Where in this list can I make cuts to start getting ahead? Like, we don't need to be buying the double ply toilet paper. We get that single ply stuff. So, all right, well, that's the end of that video. We can do a little bit more complicated video next, but the big thing is the sales tax, pulling that out before you assign it, and then the operating expenses, breaking them down into specific ones, and then how to assign that. So at the end of the month, again, you see that we've got all these left. So what do we do with it? This is, again, the holding account, the profit, 15%. That's a holding account for quarterly distributions. This is your salary. You've got $3,800, so you need to go into your checking here. You need to pay yourself. It's automatically assigned there, and it says right here how much you need to pay yourself. So you go ahead, and if you just do everything in your own bank and just transfer things over, it'll automatically do this, or you can do it manually like I just did. And that should zero it out. This is how much you need to pay yourself. 10th and 25th, you'll check that number to pay yourself, and then distribute your money through the Opex. And of course, this is another holding account. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. Comment below, and I'll leave a link for that first video if everything here seemed really confusing.